Hi friends! Today we're going to be reading Nobody's Mother in second grade. This is one of my favorite second grade stories. It's written by Pulver and the pictures are by G. Brian Carras. Did you go to second grade when you were my age? Cassandra asked her mother one night at dinner. Oh yes, replied her mother. I loved second grade so much. I even saved my favorite lunchbox. Tell me again, Cassandra, what you like best at school. I like stories and singing. I like playground and play acting. I like math too. And our class has a rabbit named Lopsy. Lucky Lopsy, said Cassandra's mother. I wish I could go to second grade again. Cassandra shook her head. Nobody's mother is in second grade. That would be ridiculous. Cassandra thought and thought. Then she said, I know. Miss Gardner loves green plants. She's teaching us about them. You could come to school as a plant. What a good idea, asked Cassandra's mother. Tomorrow is my day off. Tomorrow I shall be a second grade plant. Cassandra's mother stayed up late, snipping, fitting, and stitching. In the morning, a beautiful plant gave Cassandra breakfast and fixed 2 lunches for school. Don't tell anyone that you're my mother, said Cassandra. Nobody's mother is in second grade. That would be ridiculous. I won't say a word, promised the plant. Cassandra and the plant hurried to catch the bus. The plant's leaves shone in the morning sun. At school, Cassandra told her teacher, Miss Gardner, that she had brought a plant from home. How nice, said Miss Gardner. The plant can stand next to the window, Cassandra. Miss Gardner announced, Class, this is our lucky day. Cassandra has brought us a new plant. Let's welcome it with a song. The class sang, You Are My Sunshine, for the plant. It clapped its leaves to the music. There's something peculiar about that plant, whispered Kate to Claire. When the song was almost done, I thought I heard it hum. Cassandra said, Mrs. Gardner, could we let Lopsy out today? The plant was hoping to watch him hop hop. I never knew that watching rabbits hop is something plants like to do, said Miss Gardner. I wonder how you know that, Cassandra. I just know, said Cassandra. Cassandra let Lopsy out of his cage. Lopsy hopped over to the plant. All the way across the room, Claire whispered to Kyle, There's something peculiar about that plant. I'm sure I saw it smile. Miss Gardner said, This is the perfect time for our lesson about green plants. How do they help people? Some plants give us shade and shelter, said Kate. Cassandra thought about her mother putting up a big umbrella at the beach. She thought about her mother fixing a leak in the roof. This plant gives good shade and shelter too, said Cassandra. Claire raised her hand. Plants help us with the air we breathe. Cassandra thought about the stew steaming on the stove. This plant makes the air smell good, she said. Medicine comes from some plants, said Kyle. Cassandra remembered her mother giving her medicine on a spoon. Medicine comes from this plant too, she said. Some plants give us food, said Kim. Cassandra thought about pancakes and birthday cakes and tacos and spaghetti. Great food comes from this plant, she said. Plants are pretty to look at, said Chris. You should see this plant all dressed up and ready to go out, explained Cassandra. Some plants have flowers, said Clementine. This plant grows lots and lots of flowers in the spring, Cassandra said. Cassandra, said Miss Gardner, I wonder how you know so much about this plant you brought to school. I just do, said Cassandra. There's something peculiar about Cassandra's plant, said Kevin. Miss Gardner, it has been looking out the window all day during our lesson. Most green plants turn toward the light, said Miss Gardner. They can't help it. Cassandra said, The plant is looking out the window because it wants to go outside. Plants do like fresh air, agreed Mrs. Gardner. Let's line up on the playground for the playground. The plant whirled on the merry-go-round. The plant swung on the swings and bounced up and down on the seesaw. It climbed on the ladder and hung from the monkey bars. I didn't know that plants could climb and hang, said Kate. I don't know a lot about plants, said Miss Gardner. And many plants climb. Morning glories climb. Poison ivies climb. Pole beans are great climbers too. But there is something peculiar about that plant, whispered Kyle to Kim, who was way up high on the ladder with him. It has legs on it as well. Maybe Cassandra's plant is a human being, said Kim. She laughed so hard she almost fell off her ladder. The plant got dirty on the playground. Uh-oh, said Kevin. The teacher's going to be mad. I'm not mad, said Miss Gardner. Dirt is good for plants. Plants need dirt to grow. Come, class, it's time for lunch. Everyone lined up in the cafeteria. The plant was so excited it dropped its lunchbox. Its lunch fell out. The children helped gather up the sandwich, carrots, and cookie. Way at the end of the long lunch line, Chris called out to Clementine, "There's something peculiar about that plant. Plants don't eat in the cafeteria." "Green plants usually get their food from the soil," Miss Gardner reminded the children. "Our visiting plant is very polite to eat with us in the cafeteria." After lunch, Kevin said, "Miss Gardner, the plant has lost some of its leaves." "Plants do lose leaves, but they can grow new ones," said Miss Gardner. "This would be a good math problem for us." "Listen carefully, class. A plant has 20 leaves. It loses 6 and grows 10 more. How many leaves does it have now?" 24, shouted the class. "There's something peculiar about that plant," muttered Clementine to Claire. "I think it's wearing pants." "With flowers," whispered Claire, and she collapsed in laughter on her chair. "It's time to act out a story," said Miss Gardner when math was through. "Today's story is Jack and the Beanstalk." The plant bounced up and down and waved its leaves. "Perhaps Cassandra's plant could be our beanstalk," Miss Gardner said. Cassandra said, "Miss Gardner, could I please be Jack?" "Yes," said Miss Gardner, but don't really climb that beanstalk. Just pretend." "I'm not sure the plant can hold you." "The plant can hold me very well," replied Cassandra. "I wonder how you know that," said Miss Gardner. Cassandra thought about all the times she fell off of her bike, scraped both knees, and her mother carried her home. She remembered when she had chicken pox on her birthday, and her mother carried her downstairs for presents and cake. "I just know," said Cassandra, and she threw her arms around the plant. The plant lifted Cassandra up and hugged her. "There's something very peculiar about that plant," the children chanted all together. After Jack and the Beanstalk, it was time to go home. "Thank you for bringing your plant, Cassandra," said Mrs. Gardner. "It's perfect for second grade. I wish it could stay all year long." "Oh, no," said Cassandra. "This plant has to go home with me. You'll see, the children chimed in. "She's Cassandra's mother." "The plant is Cassandra's mother?" asked Miss Gardner. "I wonder how all of you knew that." "We just knew," answered the children. Miss Gardner turned to Cassandra. "I hope your mother will join us in class again. She doesn't have to pretend to be a plant." "Thank you, Miss Gardner," replied Cassandra, "but nobody's mother is in second grade. That would be ridiculous." I hope you like this book, friends. Nobody's Mother in Second Grade. See you soon.